Coach, just start us off this week. Talk about the complete performance your team had against Humboldt State. Was that the best performance you've seen out of your group this year so far?
I think it's the most enthusiastic performance I've seen them in all three phases. When you watch the football game from a coach's perspective, there's a lot of areas we still need to keep growing in. But to see the type of enthusiasm, the type of passion that was played out in all three phases, that's outstanding. It's where you want to see this part of the season. You want to start to see your best football start to come alive, and I thought last week's game we had a chance. We got a glimpse of what this can really be. So the best football is what we need to be playing. There's a lot of work to be done on those three phases, but collectively, I love the passion. I love the way the guys played free. They got excited about just the game of football, and we talk about all the time how special it is to play the game. And how much of a quick privilege it is in your life. And so when you do have those chances to play, give it everything you got, pour your heart out and soul into it, and they did that, and that's some good things will come out of that.
Let's talk about in this game the way you guys were able to fight back after some adversity early. It looked like it was like the first game all over again at the start, but then you guys came right back at them and dominated the rest of the game.
Yeah. Well, I think that's just a sign of the maturity of our leadership of our football team. Where I like our team is they understand it's 4 quarters of football. They understand that you got to just keep playing the game. I thought even the last time we were up at Humboldt State, our guys even at halftime in the locker room, while it was a setback in points, they're confident coming out, and we were able to do some things that helped us out. But then obviously we put ourselves too deep of a hole this time. Our guys, these mistakes happen. We need to correct those. We're not happy at all about that. As a team, collectively, we're going to continue to work to improve ourselves. But you just got to keep your mind and keep your wits about it. Those 14 points came very early in the game. There's a lot of time left, and so for us, we've been in that situation before. We just play hard and continue to build it back and work on it. So you don't assume you're going to come back. You got to put your heart and soul in each play coming in, because it is a 14-point hole you dug for yourself. But you just get back, play the next play, and start chipping away at it.
Now this week's game is the first repeat game of a team you beat.
Yeah.
Any concerns there? But I mean, just talk about how this team doesn't really kind of look at that. They just they know they have a football game to get ready for and play.
Well, I think you touched on that. You described it well. We have a football game to play. The opponent at times for us be a lot nameless and faceless. We're looking to play our very best football. But we know this about Dixie State. They're a proud team. Our games are competitive. It's GNAC play, and GNAC football is. I'm a broken record, but I say it all the time. It's tough football. A lot of great athletes in there. And so we're gonna get to work, and like any other opponent, we're striving to be the very best football team we can be, and maximize our potential for 2014. So this week provides us that opportunity to do that. So we've got a lot of work to do.
What are the things that Dixie State are they doing anything different since you last played them, or just?
They're finding their rhythm in the passing game. I think their quarterback's feeling very comfortable back there. Looking at their receiving core, seems to be very comfortable. Defensively, I think their D-line is playing very well. You're seeing a group the last 2 games that are finding a bit of who they are, and so we understand that Scott does a great job with his group. That team there. So every time you play Dixie, it's going to be great football, and we're looking to get after it. So once again, though, it comes back to us. We've got a lot of work to do to improve ourselves, and so we're going to spend the time during the week of practice to continue to improve ourselves. And obviously, you take their schematic makeup, what they like to do on film, and you match your stuff to it as best as you can, and make the adjustments that you feel like you need to make. Always trying to show something a little bit new every week, and particularly when you play somebody twice. But it's great football. So we're excited, and particularly it's homecoming this weekend. So we're really excited about that.
Okay.
And then you talked about GNAC football being full of great athletes. Humboldt State came in with one of the nation's best defenses. What does it say about Terrell Watson to have the type of game that he had against them, against that defense, and then also the achievement of being the first rusher in all of college football to hit 1,000 yards. Do you continue to be amazed by what he's able to accomplish?
Yeah, I don't know about if amazed is the right words. Happy for him, the person. Really pleased with the productivity of the offense. And when you mentioned that the defense, what Humboldt State was, it speaks volumes to our offensive staff and our collective offensive group. Starting with the offensive line to say, the amount of work they're going to put in to prepare for an opponent. Having Terrell back there to be able to, his leadership, his passion for the game. I think that's the part that there isn't a stat for, but we know something like as memorable as last Thursday night is achieved because his leadership is adding to the whole chemistry of that preparation. And then when you have somebody that's 6'2", 240 that can continue to gain strength as the game goes on, that's special. Obviously, he's a special athlete, special young man. He's a Harlan Hill finalist candidate that right now is the leading rusher in the nation out of all categories, all levels. And so it's a real personal attribute for him, a great personal achievement. Yet I don't think it also speaks volumes just for who the offense is and what they want to achieve. And so we're very happy for what the progress is going offensively.
Continue on last week's theme a little bit. What were you most pleased with from the overarching, the way the team played and came back?
Well, the playing hard in all three phases to have the comeback, but then not just stop at coming back, to be able to say we're going to continue to push on. So the 4 quarters of football that we put together, I think I'm excited for that. I think we've been waiting for that to come out this whole season. We have gotten up on top of people, and you've seen just some missteps happen in the 3rd and 4th quarter that make the games closer than they should be. But to see us continue to have that conviction all the way to the end of the 4th quarter until the last second, even getting that turnover at the very end defensively, that right there is what we want to be about. That's now the standard we're talking about. For us, we always talk about just, hey, playing to the standard, not trying to just play to win, but there's a standard of excellence that we hold ourselves to and then we hold the program to. We're looking to get out there and keep pushing the limit to achieve that standard in all 3 phases.
And going back to week 2, part of the problem was the points off turnovers, and this last week those tables completely turned.
Right.
So was that a focus going into this past week with Humboldt,
Yes.
or what can you attribute those tables turning to?
The focus is exactly that. I mean, Coach Beatty kind of leads the charge in our defensive staff and like the whole team about just talking about turnovers. That has been a focus going back to even prior to the Central game. Is just, hey, we want to be a great turnover defense, and we want to be attacking the football. A lot of people talk about 3 and outs. We just talk about get the ball back, and so we want to get the ball back any way we can. We want to be aggressive and passionate about the football. I thought the defense flew around and played free, and they were very mindful of that football. So those are some great opportunities we create for offense, and that's one of those things I'm pleased with. That now defensively we're starting to get that turnover margin really in the positive side.
So looking this week, 5 days from now against Dixie, they presented a variety of weapons that first time around. How much do you anticipate the game plan changing from that first matchup to now on Saturday?
Well, I anticipate opponents changing it within the confines of where their skill sets are. They've got something going right now with offensively where they're at. So they'll always adapt themselves. So I think they believe that they best fit us. It seems like every single week we play an opponent, we're always seeing something unique and different that people present to us. So so in that, our coach is doing a great job of adapting on the fly as well as the players. So when we go into a game, there's some fundamentals we're going to be great at, and we also know we're prepared to adapt at any moment. Our players are outstanding when it comes to halftime adjustments, paying attention to it, knowing the questions. The coaches are doing a great job of just being able to communicate adjustments that are still within the confines of our scheme. And so as you prepare for an opponent like Dixie, we understand that there will always be wrinkles.
And then just wrap it up. Talk about coming into homecoming week.
Yeah.
Since you guys have been NCAA, the last couple of years, homecoming has provided some pretty good memories with the with that first win of 2 years ago, and then last year with Terrell kind of putting the team on his back in the second half against Simon Fraser. So what makes this weekend so special for you as you think about homecoming and what it means?
Well, those are two great memories I do have of homecoming, the game. But what's most memorable, and for all the fans that come out to see it, is the real energy and vibe of the community. Our school's an amazing institution, but if you walk through the halls, you'll see amazing facilities and great programs. But it's the alumni that really show through on homecoming. Is that there's a special community, there's a special relationship that all of our alums and the people have, and so it's a tight knit bond. So for the alums to bring their families out, it's a carnival around here, and it's one of the most favorite weekends I have during the fall because of just the energy that happens. So the fans are great during the game, and there's no one more proud of our school on homecoming than me, and so we're excited to prepare a football game for it.
Great. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.